Ready, set, go.
Greetings, undetermined spectators of the World Wide Web. I am Tall Lanky Guy. Welcome to history. It's a thing that happens and exists, continues to happen. We all know about it. Maybe you've heard about history in school. We're here to talk about it. Specifically, we're here to talk about it on the Weird History subreddit. Now, I don't know how much of this is credible. I don't know how much of it is true, but I think if at worst we find some awful stuff, some really harmful stuff. But I'm not gonna keep that in here. At best, we find some really cool true stories that happened in history that we may have never known about. For example, the story of Gil Perez, 1593 teleported soldier to another continent. I want to know about that. Someone says that is strange. If it really is as strange as that person says, then maybe it's worth checking out. Let's just find out what's happening around here. It's oh, we're off to a rough start. This website, anomalyalien.com. Not if your history website has the word alien in it, not a strong choice. But let's find out about Gil Perez, who was a Spanish soldier of the Filipino Guardia Civil, who allegedly suddenly appeared in the Plaza Mayor of Mexico City, more than 9,000 nautical miles from Manila across the Pacific. I don't know what the difference between a mile and a nautical mile is. I don't know what makes a mile not nautical. Maybe we'll learn. That's what history's all about. He was wearing the uniform of the guards of Palacio del Gobernador. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all of my pronunciations of these words in my strong Canadian accent. He was wearing the uniform of the guards in the Philippines and claimed he had no idea how he had arrived in Mexico. I'm sorry, I want to keep reading this article. I just now noticed that in one of the categories that is in this history website is creatures and cryptozoology. And conspiracy theories, astronomy, space secrets. What kind of secrets are there in space? I mean, space is probably one of the things that has the most secrets. But come on, I'm not approaching this as a credible history source at this point. But in any case, Perez claimed that moments before finding himself in Mexico, he had been on sentry duty in Manila at the governor's palace. He admitted that while he was aware that he was no longer in the Philippines, he had no idea where he was or how he had gotten there. That's literally just what you just said. That, like, you know how like, if you've ever read a satire article, they tend to like restate the points in kind of a formatted, like templated way. I feel like this is what they're doing. Because they've already said that he didn't have any idea of how he arrived in Mexico. He did say moments before he arrived there, His Excellency the Governor of the Philippines, Gomez Perez das Marinas, hoping that's how you pronounce the little squiggly on top of the M, had been killed by Chinese pirates. So that's pretty exciting. He explained that after long hours of duty, he felt faint, leaned against a wall and closed his eyes. Said he opened her eyes. It's all right. Gender is a social construct anyway. A second later, to find themselves somewhere different. Are we sure he's not? This is not just a dream. I wonder if this entire story was supposed to be prefaced with Perez had a dream that, and then the rest of this happens. But I feel like it's pretty. We know as much as we need to. Dude from the Philippines fell asleep after his superior officer got killed. He wakes up in Mexico. He's not sure why. It's bonkers. It's straight up bananas, if I do say so myself. Let's find something else. Oh, here's an interesting entry. The Kentucky meat shower. The day it rained meat. This looks like a podcast, and I'm not gonna mess with that. So let's just read this summary that this helpful person has so kindly posted for us. Perhaps the strangest things to happen in Kentucky was the day it rained meat on a rural farm set. Perhaps. Is this up for debate? Was there a stranger thing that happened in Kentucky than a meat shower? The event now known as the Kentucky Meat Shower is not only 100% real. If you weren't, if you were asking that question already, don't be fooled. It's absolutely a thing that happened. It's also yet to be fully explained. Obviously, it's a meat shower. What would cause the heavens to open and drop a drop a meaty monsoon on an unsuspecting farmer's wife? Oh no. The Kentucky meat shower was an incident occurring for a period of several minutes. Several minutes. Okay, this is not nearly as big as I thought it would be. I thought this was just going to be a day where it was just raining meat all day, all afternoon, and the people came out with their meat baskets. Everyone's got a meat basket, and just sat outside on their porches and caught some meat from the sky. What appeared to be flakes of red meat. Flakes or flanks? Flanks is more common term when we're talking about meat. Measuring approximately 5 by 5 centimeters, 2 by 2 inches. Okay, so like, small chunks, with at least one being 10 by 10 centimeters, 4 inches. That's a steak right there. We're talking about a steak, is what that is. Fell from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area. That's 5,000 yards. I don't know why it took me that long to do that math, but those are the numbers. In Bath County, Kentucky. There exist several explanations as to how this occurred and what the meat was. The most popular being the Vulture Theory, in which a group of vultures regurgitated their meals and the pieces fell to earth from a reasonable height. However, the initial theory was of Nostoc bacteria. Okay, so let's pause for a moment on this Vulture Theory. This is implying that there were enough vultures in the sky at one slot of time and they were all regurgitating their past meals at one time that made it seem like a meat shower. unlikely at best. Second theory. The exact type, I don't know, what is Nostoc bacteria? What is Nostoc bacteria? Nostoc is a genus of cyanobacteria found in various environments. What does it do? What is the function of Nostoc? Contains two pigments. None of this is implying that it would be. Can you eat Nostoc? Nostoc commune is eaten as salad or stir fry and can be one of the constituents of the vegetarian stew Buddha's Delight. Didn't expect that to be a thing that I'm learning during a weird history Reddit dive, but you know, you take what knowledge you can get. Cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. I know about blue-green algae. It's you don't want to have it in a lake if you're running a camp on that lake. That's what I know about blue-green algae. It is good for diet. Anti-inflammatory agent. Okay, so that's what we know. I don't know why that has anything to do with a meat shower. This seems to be bringing more questions than answers. The exact type of meat was never identified, with the meat appearing to be beef. But according to the first report in Scientific American, two gentlemen who taste... There were two guys. There's always two guys. Every town has two guys that, if given the chance, would be the guys who would taste the sky meat just to see what it is. There's always two guys. It's no more, no less. Two guys. They may or may not be friends, but they definitely know each other. And they know that the other person would be the person that would stand with them in this taste test. Two gentlemen, these two guys, we're going to call them Chad and Chadley. Chad and Chadley judged it to be either lamb or deer. Dr. Alan McLean Hamilton identified the meat as lung tissue from either a horse or a human. Those are two. The structure of the organ in these two cases being almost identical. I did not know that. I did not know that the structure of lung tissue between horses and human babies are very similar. These are the things I'm learning, apparently. Good Lord. Okay, I don't want to spend much more time on this one. Let's find one more. Ooh, here's an interesting one that I'm a little bit invested in. Nephilim. Fallen angels or giants in the Bible. Nephilim are very interesting, and I think they're guess where we're headed, guys. Guess what bastion of journalism we're headed? Oh yeah, it's a nom-alien again. Nephilim, fallen angels, or giants in the Bible. Who exactly were the Nephilim? This area of study stands alone from other paranormal phenomena, in that it is one of the few places where biblical history and ufology intersect. That's really the best name you could have come up with. It's really the best name you could. You just you took a weird acronym that you, and okay, fine. The word Nephilim is a Hebrew word meaning the fallen ones. I knew this. And it is mentioned in the book of Genesis to describe an ancient race of giants that were half human and half angel. This all happens like right before the story of Noah. Genesis, book of Genesis. It's a weirder book than you might remember. There's a lot of wacky stuff going down in Genesis. If you're ever looking for a weird trip of a read, check out the book of Genesis. Regardless of your feelings on the Bible and whether the stuff in it does or doesn't matter, give Genesis a read. There's some weird interesting stuff in there. For example, according to Genesis 6:4, during the antediluvian pre-flood period, giants, translated as Nephilim, inhabited the earth, and they were reportedly the product of an intermingling of the sons of God, or Elohim, with human beings. If you watched the Noah movie that came out a number of years ago, starring Mr. Russell Crowe himself, the giant rock monster things, those are the Nephilim. That they may or may not have been giant rock monsters, but that's how the Nephilim are represented in that movie. At what point does this become about aliens? Okay, interestingly enough, these strange events have been echoed in the myths and legends of every ancient culture on the planet, including the Egyptians, the ancient Greeks, the Hindu, the native, indigenous Americans. A lot of cultures have these strange events, similar to those of the Nephilim. Supposedly, according to anomalien.com. The famous cowboy Buffalo Bill is a phrase that I did not expect to be reading in this article. Buffalo Bill Cody related in his autobiography that the Native Americans he encountered described a legend of a race of giants that inhabited the Pawnee territory of South Platte, Colorado. These giants were reportedly 3 times larger than normal men and able to outrun a buffalo and even carry it in one hand. I would love to have seen that. I would love to have seen just an absolute massive dude, just one hand and a buffalo. One-handing is a different term. I'm not going to call it that. We're moving on. Okay, here we go. This is what we were looking for. The way in which the legends of the Nephilim and UFO phenomena intersect is particularly interesting. Countless reports of alien abductions depict situations in which human victims are taken aboard alien spacecraft and forced to assist in some type of reproductive process with alien entities in order to create alien human hybrid. Oh. Okay. Dr. Johnny Mack, who has been personally involved in analyzing over 100 alien abduction cases. Who's giving these people doctorates? Who's handing out these PhDs? Who's doing that? Stop it. If you're watching this, stop it. And he has reported that a majority of cases involve some type of agenda to develop a hybrid race. There's something sketchy about the way that's worded. I can't put my finger on it. But don't like how that was written. This agenda sounds eerily similar to that of the fallen angels as depicted in the various ancient writings. Could it be that the Nephilim are still active in the earth today? Well, not if they're aliens, then they're not active in the earth. They would be active above the earth. Come on, anomalien.com. Are the aliens of today the same creatures as the Nephilim of ancient times? These questions have staggering implications, and although the subject of the Nephilim is rife with speculation and conjecture, one thing that can be agreed upon is that it continues to merit serious research. And does it? Is that a thing that can be agreed upon? I don't know if we can agree upon the fact that that's a thing that can be agreed upon. I don't know. And on that strange proposition, proposition, I'm gonna end it here. So, thank you for watching. Thank you to the good friend who suggested that I check out some weird history facts. I don't know if that's what actually happened, because I don't know if any of what I just was looking at was true history, but it was a fun trip. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and click the like button. If there's some other obscure database of knowledge that you'd like me to check out, leave it in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed or rung the bell, those are both things you can do. I'll see you later.